Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wyld. Today we are talking about I did not order meetup dash. Doordash customer slams drivers who refuse to leave order at their door. Once again, we're going over the differences between contactless delivery and meet at door delivery. Based on the tone of the headline, I'm assuming Down Bad Dan tried to meet up with this chick or tried to meet this chick in person. Either way, it is something we need to talk about. So with that said, we are talking about everything that's being said in this article, how it actually is for Doordash UberEats and Grubhub drivers and customers, and everything in between. So with that said, let's get started. With a name like Doordash, one might assume that those delivering for the company would bring the item right to their door. However, as many customers will be quick to tell you, this isn't always the case. One internet user said that a driver lingered outside her house for 20 minutes because she would not come out to pick up her order, instead asking them for the item to be left at the door. Another complained that Dashers were becoming reluctant to actually deliver it to their door, instead of opting to wait outside their door or demand that they come down to the ground floor of the building. So, fun fact real quick, DoorDash was not actually a contactless delivery system when it started. Contactless delivery wasn't even a thing until 2020. You know, when all of the germs and stuff and the COVID virus started going around and we shut down the world. Contactless delivery wasn't even available until that point. Now, contactless delivery is just the norm, or at least it is for most. There are still a few down bad Dans that try to get a girl outside, but either way, most people prefer contactless delivery. Now, on the other hand, there are still some people who just prefer that the customer come all the way down to the ground floor to pick up their order instead of them going up to the apartment buildings. I know that we've talked about this before, and I know that a lot of people have a lot of different opinions on this, and some are really strong about it too. Whether it's for safety reasons, whether it's just because they didn't tip, there's a lot of different reasons why that's the case. Now, a further internet user has added to the discussion in a video with over 123,000 views. The things you do for content, huh? In her video, TikTok user Quinn Valentine at Qster14 gripes about Dasher's failure to deliver her orders to her door. I'm going to leave her TikTok as well as her profile in the description so you can develop your own opinions on this subject. Okay, so this is round 2 of the same conversation. I know that there's a lot of customers that want us to go all the way to the top floor of their building. In a lot of cases, it's totally fine with a lot of drivers, but then there are some that are like, no, we're just going to leave it in the lobby. It could be for safety reasons. It could be for speed reasons. Maybe it's about the tip and they were like, oh, I saw a $2 tip order. You want me to go up the stairs instead of the elevator that's broken down? And you want me to go up 9 floors to deliver your order? Yeah, no. This isn't the first time we've had that conversation. DoorDash customers are tired of drivers who won't just leave the food at the door. If you see the article itself, there's like another sub headline, but that is so misleading in a lot of different ways because in reality, we try to leave it at the door in most cases. In fact, that's our preference. But if the situation means we can't actually do that, whether it's you're ghosting security and we can't go up until you actually pick up the freaking phone, whether it's elevators down and there's a lot of systematic problems and you either got to come down and get it or we got to go all the way up the stairs only to go all the way down the stairs. And for a low tip, I know a lot of drivers that'll just leave it at the bottom of the stairs and say, good luck, have fun, bruh. But this is also going to be entangled in conversations such as customers dealing with down bad Dan or customers dealing with questionable drivers, and those stories are going to pop up. But that's not what this is at all.
Call me crazy, but when I ordered DoorDash, I did not order Meetup Dash. I ordered DoorDash. I'm not meeting you outside of my complex. I want the food at my door. I am paying for a premium service and tipping on top of it so I don't have to go get the food. What's the point of me tipping almost 30% if you can't bring the food to my door?
Okay, 30%. That's pretty impressive. Either way, I understand her gripes, and I know that there's a lot of drivers that just won't do it. Now, let's say there are absolutely no barriers from you leaving your car, like there's no parking issues, no anything. No problems getting up into the elevator, no problems getting up to their apartment unit, and just drop it off, that's it. I personally do that all the time. I know there's a lot of drivers that are very specific. I'm going to leave it in the lobby and call it a day. Personally, I can't do that because I would be the same way. I would be the guy to say, hey, I ordered DoorDash or I ordered Uber Eats to have it delivered to me specifically, not for me to go look for the order later. Like, she's actually paying for the service. And I'm not talking about just the fees and everything. She's actually tipping well. Why shouldn't she have the order delivered to her door? I feel like there's something not being said about this.
Where y'all come from me? I have explicit directions on how to enter my fortress of an apartment complex. I describe where the call box is located. I obviously say what number to dial on it. I tell them where to go as soon as you enter the lobby, where to turn, where the elevator is located, what floor to go to. Then once they get off on the floor, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, until you get to my apartment. I'm not even asking for a hand-to-hand face-off. I say, ring the doorbell, and I'm good. So when I get the here message, I'm copying and pasting my delivery instructions. And again, I am tipping close to 30% on an overpriced food item. I am paying for a delivery service. I would like the food to be delivered.
Okay, but that explanation explains a lot more than you think. A lot of drivers see those explanations as soon as they get there or as soon as they even receive the order. Sometimes they'll look at the DoorDash jump task option if it's on DoorDash specifically, and they'll see the giant paragraph and they're like, oh geez, F this. Or maybe they'll read part of it and be like, I just can't do this, and they leave it in a lobby and they mentally give up. Or in your case, you said that they were trying to meet you outside. They're like, F it, they're gonna play this game of chicken with you because it's a lot easier than trying to understand your or gas instructions. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. In fact, while I would bring it up to you personally, like I said, a lot of drivers are committed to just drop it in a lobby and call it a day. Not to mention the number of people that leave those kind of instructions seem to also be the hardest to deal with in general. Even if you're a great customer, the overall seeing a paragraph is like PTSD for some drivers. The wrongful bad reviews, the account violations that could hit your account, and potential wrongful deactivations. A lot of drivers are totally against going from the front of a building to going through, as you said, a fortress of apartment building through instructions that may or may not be accurate. I remember going into an apartment complex specifically and they told me the wrong elevator. Right, everything else, one wrong direction. I ended up not at the right unit. Wasted a lot of time.
Listen, I get it. I did DoorDash. I get it. It's annoying to go into apartment complexes, but nobody's forcing you to do DoorDash and go into these apartment complexes.
Well, if you did DoorDash, which I'm assuming you're not lying, you would know that you don't really know that upon accepting the order. You only know that upon delivery. Now, of course, you could get a really good idea of how your neighborhood is and blah, blah, blah with that. But stating something like nobody's forcing you to do DoorDash and go into these apartment complexes, that could work in the reverse fashion as well. That could literally be just as much as, hey, no one's forcing us to bring it all the way up to your apartment. Here it is in the lobby. Go get it. I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying if you're going to make arguments like that, make sure it can't be spun back at you. Many commenters shared her viewpoint. I will never understand why they don't read the order notes, wrote a user. Like, I gave you the direction. Please take a sec and read it and dash to my door, please. Okay, so people who say it like this either live in overly complicated complexes. Literally, the GPS will take you to the multiple buildings of the apartment complex, but they won't bring you to the apartment. But then again, I also don't have a problem navigating most apartment complexes. I always leave a bad review if I have to leave my home to get my food offered another. I'm paying to not leave my house. I don't blame you for feeling that way, but you're also somebody a lot of drivers would not want to work with. The feeling would be mutual there. When I was in a knee brace and friends already had to drive me anywhere, I would DD and Instacart to not burden them, and drivers would fight me. Stay at a third. Like, no, I actually can barely get off the couch, please. You know, honestly, that's really frustrating to deal with. And I've only had a splint on my arm, so I've never really had a broken leg or anything like that. But if I was struggling in that way and a driver did that to me, I'd be pretty upset too. In fact, a lot of the handicapped customers that I deal with, they were always pretty chill with me. They were never really trying to give me a hard time, so I understand when somebody is like frustrated by that. This is my opinion. It's worth what you pay for it. None of you pay me. There you go. I understand the frustration that comes with dealing with certain drivers or living in an apartment complex and having the driver leave it in the lobby. I get why drivers do it. I get why some drivers do it, but I also get from the customer side, like that's not what I ordered. That also said, if you're gonna make it hard for the driver, and I really do mean hard for the driver, a lot of drivers aren't gonna deal with that. In fact, I think a common stigma that a lot of drivers have is if you have this like giant paragraph of instructions, they almost just want to unassign with that alone. Like they're going to read 2 words of it, see that it goes on for 10 lines and then be like, yeah, no. There are some drivers that don't even deliver to apartment complexes for that reason. Is it right? I mean, everyone has the right to choose in the gig economy, so it's right in that way. But I understand why it could suck. And also, from a driver's perspective, sometimes you get all the way to the top of the stairs or get all the way to the unit, and it takes like 10 minutes to get up and down, and hopefully you parked in a place where you can legally park. Have you ever tried to deliver to a place that has like no parking and then security starts eyeballing your car? I actually had that issue happen recently where I was delivering to this apartment unit. This building had a call box that didn't actually work, and of course, the security guard came rolling by as I was at the unit, and I could see it from the outside of their apartment, and I could see my car and them eyeballing my car. And I'm like, hey, sorry, I'm delivering something. They gave me the wave and kind of left. But still, if I didn't wave, what would have happened to my car? And not to mention, there's the overall safety issue. Like, gig workers are in one of those categories where things always just kind of happen to them. And then we hear about that story about how somebody was dragged into their apartment or almost dragged into their apartment or house. And you start to feel genuinely concerned for your well-being because of things like that. Either way, I understand both sides of it. That seemed like the happy medium between the two, but it doesn't seem like customers are very happy, to say the least. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.